Hi, PerspectaWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Friday, August 2nd. An unsettled weather pattern continues here in the Mid-Atlantic region and throughout much of the eastern part of the nation. Very humid conditions, a stalled out frontal system across the southern part of the Mid-Atlantic region will keep it unsettled not only today but tomorrow and Sunday as well, perhaps even into the early part of next week. There are already some showers and thunderstorms from the D.C. metro region, south and east of there, some scattered stuff out across the western part and central part of Pennsylvania and western Virginia as well. An unsettled weather pattern. Before we get to the local weather situation, let's take a look at the tropical scene. We had a couple of waves yesterday in the Atlantic Basin. One was situated over the Bahamas, and that has pretty much dissipated. But here's another wave of interest here. Very well could become a tropical storm over the next several days or so. If so, it would be named Chantal. It is a slow mover, generally moving in the west to northwest direction. Looks like it'll be right in this region in about 5 days or so. So we'll have to keep an eye out next week in this particular zone. Again, it has a 50-50 shot at developing into a tropical storm as it continues to move over relatively warm waters of the tropical Atlantic. The atmospheric conditions are somewhat favorable for some intensification down the road. Of course, we are now into the month of August. Typically, Atlantic Basin tropical activity ramps up substantially during the month of August, reaching a peak in the middle part of September. Well, here's a current look at the radar loop, and again, we have some showers and thunderstorms already on the map here this morning. Early this morning, Reagan Airport came in with a thunderstorm. Last observation just to the south and just to the south and east of there, quite a bit of shower and thunderstorm activity, and that is all moving very slowly. And that's the problem with any storm that forms over the next 2 or 3 days. They could produce heavy rainfall. Heavy rainfall amounts in a short period of time. They all will have two factors going for them. One is they're slow movers, and two is there's plenty of available moisture. So again, watch out for flash flooding under any one of these shower or thunderstorm cells over the next 2 or 3 days in the Mid-Atlantic region. Notice also quite a bit of activity across south central Pennsylvania, eastern part of West Virginia now, and western Virginia. All of this will likely expand in coverage over the next few hours, and anywhere from Philadelphia down to D.C. could be hit by a shower or thunderstorm at just about any time. Well, as far as the surface map is concerned, here is the culprit. There is a stalled out frontal system. We've experienced this plenty of time over the last couple of months, all the way throughout the eastern part of the nation. It will just meander around over the next couple of days and act as a focus, kind of a concentrated area for showers and thunderstorms. Notice it's cutting through right now the D.C. metro region. Indeed, that's where we find some showers and thunderstorms as we start off the last day of the work week. This will perhaps push a little farther to the south Sunday and Monday, and that could allow for a lessening of the chance of showers and thunderstorms on Sunday and Monday, especially in the northern half of the Mid-Atlantic region. New York City, for example, and probably Philadelphia will stay rain-free on Sunday. A little better chance of rain continues in the D.C. metro region, however, on Sunday and Monday. Well, let's take a look at last night's 6Z GFS model run in terms of the surface forecast maps. Really not much difference here in the eastern part of the nation compared to what we've seen for the last several days, and really the last several months. We've had quite a wet pattern. Some shower and thunderstorm activity already showing up here early in the morning on Friday. And that threat for rain will not only continue this afternoon, but tonight, Saturday, and for many areas Sunday and Monday as well. Let's just push forward here. An expansion of the showers showing up here on the map in green here. That's the precipitation area depicted by the GFS model, and an even wider area by early this evening. And again, any shower or thunderstorm can produce heavy rainfall. They will be slow movers, with plenty of available moisture in the lower part of the atmosphere. That threat kind of diminishes late tonight and then increases again with the heating on Saturday during the midday and afternoon hours. Again, the potential for some heavy rainfall with any of these showers or storms. This is now going into Sunday morning. And we start off the day relatively rain-free in the Mid-Atlantic region. Again, the front tends to push a little bit farther south and east by the second half of the weekend, and it'll be a little bit less of a chance for showers and thunderstorms in the Mid-Atlantic region. Certainly not ruled out completely, but a little bit less of a threat on Sunday compared to today and on Saturday. But then, generally the same kind of a pattern as we move into the early part of next week. Some shower and thunderstorm activity continuing. This is the forecast map for Monday evening. So certainly an unsettled weather pattern continues through the upcoming weekend into the early part of next week for much of the Mid-Atlantic region and eastern part of the nation. Well, one final set of maps I'd like to show here. Let's take a look at the temperature pattern over the next 10 days or so, maybe going beyond that out to 15 days or so. All in all, August is not looking too bad in terms of temperatures in the Mid-Atlantic region throughout basically much of the eastern half of the nation. We have a couple of deep troughs in the upper part of the atmosphere that looks like they'll move into the northeastern part of the nation, keeping us certainly at normal or maybe even below normal for many days during the month of August. This is the current 5-day period, and what we're looking at is the ensemble run of the GFS at 6Z for 5-day average 850 millibar temperature anomalies. It gives us an idea of what the surface temperature pattern may look like over the current 5-day period. Basically, normal conditions showing up here in the Mid-Atlantic region, below normal out across much of the Midwest, down into the deep south. The heat confined to the interior part of the western U.S. over this current 5-day period. Let's now go out to days 6 to 10. And here it is, days 6 to 10. This basically runs from August 7th to August 12th. Look at all this cooler than normal air across southern Canada, working its way into the northeastern part of the nation. So again, anywhere from normal to perhaps below normal in much of the eastern part of the nation during the next 5-day period, days 6 to 10. Basically next week, we're talking about from the 7th of August to the 12th of August. Again, the hottest weather relative to normal, confined to the interior sections of the western and central part of the U.S. Finally, let's go all the way out to the middle part of August. Look at all this cooler than normal condition averaged over this particular 5-day period, which runs days 11 to 15 from now, August 12th to August 17th. Cooler than normal throughout the northeast U.S., all the way back across the Great Lakes into the northern plains. Again, the hottest area of the country will be the southwestern U.S., relative to normal, and anywhere from normal to below normal in the Mid-Atlantic region. So all in all, the temperature pattern is not looking bad at all for much of the eastern half of the nation over the next couple of weeks as we slowly progress through the month of August. That's it for now. For PerspectaWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.